Well, my friends, we have made it to project number 12 of the 12 projects of Christmas 2024. I've got my Santa sweater on, which is a little bit ironic because this last project is very much not Santa. Instead, we're gonna end it in a way that I began the 12 projects of Christmas 2023, and that is with what means most to me, the religious part of Christmas, which is why we celebrate. So we are going to do a simple project that I think you're really going to love with a stamp set that is gorgeous. So let's do this. Project number 12. We're going to start with this amazing designer series paper. And it is from the mini catalog, the 2024, basically the holiday catalog, right? And it is a designer series paper. I don't have every single piece here, but we're going to take a look at a few of them. But this is the Sentimental Christmas. And I love the overall pattern in this design right here. We're going to use this paper, but only just this corner up here. But look at the other side. I love the old-fashioned look of this, and the candles are so pretty, and I love the color in this paper as well. Here's the other side of that one. Look at this. So sweet. I love the little border all the way around. What we need to know about this designer series paper is that it does go with the Sentimental Christmas Sweet Collection. There are dies that can cut out these stockings in that Sweet Collection, so that's kind of fun to note. And then I just love the coloring here. I just think it's soft, and I'm a Pretty Peacock fan. That's what we're going to use on our card today. And like I said, we're going to use this corner of the specific paper. $3 to every pack of the Sentimental Christmas DSP sales goes to support children's literacy. And I think that is a really cool thing too. So that's our give back of this year, 2024. And a cool one. So stock up on that paper if you are watching when it is still available, so that you too can support those children's literacy programs. So I told you we're going to do something religious, not Santa at all, but we're going to go to Shepherd's Care. And this stamp here is so beautiful. Both of these are. It stamps with shading built into it already, which is just a really special and unique thing Stampin' Up! Does. And then the Peace on Earth is the stamp that we're going to use. And that is the sentiment that we're going to stamp on here. 2.5 by 1/2 inch piece of basic white. And we're going to stamp that with our Pretty Peacock ink. So grab your Peace on Earth, and I just want to make sure it stamps. I want to go down just a little bit from center based on the way the stamp is here. So I think I did all right. Then we're going to take paper snips and banner cut the ends. So you've seen me do this before, I'm sure. Just cut into the center, and then from each corner to that center point where you stopped. And then you've got a relatively even point there. So I'm going to do that on both sides. It doesn't take very long, so that's not too bad. All right, so we've got that. We're going to set that aside for right now because we're really going to focus on this piece right here. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do something a little bit different than maybe you've seen before. So we're going to do Pretty Peacock ink. I wanted to keep this card simple, right? So that's number 1. So we're going to stamp our shepherd right down here on the left-hand side of the paper, right on the DSP, the designer series paper. So pretty, just like that, isn't it? Then we're going to take the Bethlehem scene here. And I didn't have that ready, so pardon me just a second while I get that put together. And then we're going to stamp this up here in the distance. Keep in mind that then it kind of looks like the shepherd is looking off into the distance of Bethlehem there. Then we've got a couple of different sizes of water painters. It comes in 3 sizes, and we're going to use these 2, the skinny side and the bigger one, the fat one. And we just got to have water in here. Now, what I'm going to do is use that water painter to spread the color. I'm not using any color other than the color that is in the ink used to stamp this image. And I'm going to just use that color and spread it a little bit. You can see what the effect is like. It's really cool. And I'm going to focus on that shepherd. And then, oops, a little bit here too. If you get to a point where you're a little bit dry, just squeeze. And I just did it on a clear black. I don't know if that showed up on camera very well, but do that. And then we're just going to soften the look on the grass as well. I don't know, it's probably not grass. And then we're going to hit those little lambs, little sheep. Just a little touch of color blending there. So I hope you can see how that color just got blended a little bit extra using these water painters. Now there is a lot of ink here, so we're not going to get into those buildings too terribly much, because what will end up happening is we're going to smudge that beyond recognition. So you want to be really careful there if you're going to do that. Okay, next is the fun part. So I do want that to dry a little bit. So give me a second while I shake that dry. Yes, I could totally use a heat tool for that, but I didn't have one handy. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, now I've got a piece of scratch paper underneath here. And I know that we all love the look of Wink of Stella. Well, what happens when you want that Wink of Stella look across the whole background? It would be a lot to use this tiny little tip here to color that whole background, right? So I'm going to try something a little bit different. We have, I think it's in our annual catalog, these metallic enamel effects basics. So it comes in, this is a copper, gold, and silver. So I'm going to take the silver and I'm going to squeeze it onto this block here. I'm going to be sort of generous with it. And then we're going to take that really big, wide water painter. It's wet, but it's not like it's seeping water. And then we're going to grab some of that paint with our water painter, and we're just going to go down the paper with it. And see how it's not covering up any of the images? All we're doing is adding just a little bit of background shimmer. Okay, now I tested this in a couple of ways before I brought it on camera. I tried, oh, I got a piece of hair in there. I tried to do the silver background first. Actually, it might have been a bristle. Try to do the silver background first, and that got messy when I tried to then color the image like I showed you at first. So then I decided to stamp it, color it, and then go over with my silver metallic effects. Now, I will say you're going to want to wash this off in not too long. The fact that the bristles are wet helps to keep it so that it doesn't dry on there real quickly. So I will, after I'm done here, take that to the sink and get that really well rinsed off. Same with the block. It'll come off. It'll be fine. But what a great way. And I don't even know. Oh, I think you do get the effect. You get that shimmer effect on the background without having to do that Wink of Stella on the whole background. So that's really cool. Because the brush was a little bit wet, I am gonna need this to dry a bit, but actually it's not too bad. So I'm gonna put the card together. So what I am gonna do, because the water crinkles the paper just a little bit, I'm gonna really make sure to go hit all the edges and then even on the inside. So lots of adhesive there, but it'll be fine. We're good. We're good. So now that piece, which was 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, is gonna go on a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Pretty Peacock. And then we're gonna take our ribbon. Oh my gosh. So this is the silver and white sheer ribbon. I think that's all it is. And we're going to add this right to the top here. So I'm just going to cut a small piece. I'm going to add some adhesive here at the top. And we're just going to zigzag that back and forth just a little bit. Let's bring that back. Ah, I'm all thumbs. Then a little bit more. So I have a place to stick that last end. All right, so we've got the little, that is so pretty, don't you think? Okay, let's do the card first. So we're gonna grab the card base, which is 4 1/4 by 11, thick basic white. And then of course I scored it in half at 5 1/2. And we will add our layer. I love doing a little thicker layer around the outside edge and then a little skinnier layer there of Pretty Peacock. And then we'll add this using Stampin' Dimensionals. What a gorgeous card, and relatively simple. It utilizes that wonderful sentimental Christmas designer series paper, and there we go. So pretty. Thank you so much for joining me during the 12 projects of Christmas 2024. This has been a lot of fun. We've made some great cards and some great 3D projects. And I hope you join me again next year, but don't forget to subscribe, because we will keep showing and sharing video tutorials of projects all throughout the year. So thanks again so much, and have a Merry Christmas.